Okay. Do I have any reason why I would like to go back to Nigeria? My first answer is capital no. Now, so I don't miss any food. I cook every food I want to eat here. In my house, we are in Nigeria. Inside my own home, we are in Nigeria. It's when I open the window and look outside, I know I'm in Scotland. But in my home,
I know I had the academic qualification, but to get admission to any university from out of the country.
I was pursuing my PhD in Nigeria. I'd actually done 2 years or more before the COVID-19, before I even got married. I started my PhD in 2017, mid 2017. Yeah, I finished my master's in 2016 and started the PhD almost immediately. And I was on that program for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years before COVID-19, before marriage, then COVID-19, and I was still yet to have my what is called seminar one. So it was just like I wasn't moving anywhere, and I was stuck.
I was doing my PhD in Nigeria, but I was teaching in primary school. You could imagine that. And the payment was just 32,000 naira with PhD in view. So
before we came here again, we were told that coming to school here is very easy to come to school here. It's very easy to pass the exam. It's very easy. Don't seriously. That's just a very fat lie. School.
Hello, ladies, and welcome. If you're just joining for the first time, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Omolara Shereje, and I'm here with my amazing friends. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is an amazing YouTube channel where we discuss great topics. We discuss lifestyle. We discuss topics whereby we crucial topics and trending topics in the society. I am a Nigerian, however, I live in Scotland, United Kingdom. I'm passionate about community, I'm passionate about lifestyle and, family life. So with me today, I have amazing personalities. So I have Damilola Oje, I have Ruth Wando, I have Esther Modi, I have Angela. So they will be introducing themselves one after the other, but these are amazing ladies that we have bonded so well here in the United Kingdom. And we love to discuss, family, we love to discuss lifestyle, we love to discuss great topics. They are very intelligent ladies. So, Damilola, can you please introduce yourself to everyone?
Hello, everyone. Hi, ladies. My name is Damilola Shereje, I said. I'm a mother of 3 beautiful kids. And I'm also in Scotland, United Kingdom. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Hi, right. Thank you. So, Ruth, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Ruth Esto, actually. My husband's name. Ruwan is my maiden name, so please disregard it. Yeah, I live in United Kingdom, Scotland, Glasgow to be precise. I'm a mom of 3, and I'm very passionate about lifestyle, community, and family. Yeah, so I'm really, really happy here to discuss topics that are trending and that affect every one of us here in this room. Yeah, thank you so much.
And the next person we have is Angela. Introduce
my
yourself.
name is Angela, and I'm a Nigerian living in Scotland. I'm also a mother, and I'm happy to be here to have some discussion that matters.
And lastly, but never the least, we have Esther Wandumodi, who is still going to be Dr. Esther Wandumodi. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Esther Wanzamodi, and I am a mom of 2, a wife, and I'm currently rounding off my PhD at the University of Strathclyde, Glasgow, United Kingdom. I'm based in Glasgow, Scotland, and I've been here for about 3 years or more. And I'm always happy to have conversation with ladies. I'm passionate about community, about the welfare of Africans in Scotland, especially African women. And I'm happy to be here to share my own views about trending issues. Thank you.
Right. So thank you so much, ladies. Right. So now the topic of today's podcast is Japa or Japada. That is one serious, that's one serious thing that people are really, people have been talking about it. And we have a clause to this topic. Now, the clause to this topic is, if you're given 100 million naira, would you go back to Nigeria, or would you go back to Africa, or would you rather stay here in the United Kingdom? But before we get to that clause, I want to ask Damilola, so what was your major reason? What was your major reason for doing this, for migrating? Like, what triggered you to finally make up that decision, to migrate? Please go ahead.
Okay. I've actually been in the United Kingdom for 3 years, and some few months. And first, I don't regret coming here. And one of my reasons why, I came to decide to relocate, though I've been on the relocation, parole for quite a number of years. And my initial thought was to go to Canada. And however, so I kept on trying and trying, it didn't work out. You know how Canada is now. So I just saw an opportunity of coming to the UK to, have my master's degree program. And I decided to take the opportunity, and I'm glad to be here. Now, coming here, one of the reasons why I decided to take that decision was because, number one, I needed to give my children a better future. And I felt, I want to be in a country whereby things are working well. Everything is working. Now, not just for my children alone, for myself self as well, because I know being in a country where things are working, there are a lot of opportunities. There are things that you might probably, not know you can do. And when you can come here, you can actually do some other things. And we'll be hearing a lot of things before I even decided to go on the journey of how the country is, though it's not easy coming here. And being here for quite a number of years now, 3 years and counting. It's not been easy, but it's for me personally, I would definitely, stay put here and not go back to Africa. I'll go back to Africa maybe if I want to just go and visit. But for now, I've not made that kind of decision of, thinking of even going back here, because I still have a lot of things to achieve here. So my reasons for, Japa was for a better life for my family, to be able to enjoy the necessary basic amenities we don't have, in Nigeria, to give my children a brighter future. So many things are working here, for example, like education, So I won't want to go deep down. Also want to give my, friends opportunity to also share their views. But for me, I would stay put here, and you can hold your $100,000 dollars, 100 million. You can even the $100,000. You can hold it. I'd rather stay put here than go back to Africa right now. Maybe in future, maybe in the next 10, 20 years, I might decide to go back. But right now, it's not in my plan yet.
Wow,
Thank you.
that's strong. Thank you so much. That was really okay. Now, I'm gonna pose this question to Esther, because Esther is, she came here for her doctorate degree, PG, so, and she's still, almost done, right? So now, how do economic opportunities and education influence your decision to migrate?
Okay, for a bit of context, I would like to reiterate that before my coming down to United Kingdom for my PhD, I already had a master's in Nigeria, and I was pursuing my PhD in Nigeria. I'd actually done 2 years or more before the COVID-19, before I even got married. I started my PhD in 2017, mid-2017. Yeah. I finished my master's in 2016 and started the PhD almost immediately. And I was on that program for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years before COVID-19, before marriage, then COVID-19, and I was still yet to have my what is called seminar one. So it was just like I wasn't moving anywhere, and I was stuck. Then COVID-19 came with a young child, and after the COVID-19, 2021, we went back to school, and it was as if we were going to start all over again, readdress your topic, go over, and I was like 4 years. I just knew that I couldn't continue. I wanted a better opportunity, a better climb where if it is a 3 years program or a 4 years program, it is what it would be. So I think for me, education was what influenced my decision to migrate. Before coming to the UK, I had tried Germany, I tried Australia, I tried Canada, and even the US for educational purpose to go for my PhD, fully funded PhD, but I didn't get that. I didn't get those opportunities. So trying the UK for the first time, even though it was not a fully funded program, I got into the school with the partial funding, and for me, it was just like God's own way to tell me it is time to move. I never would have thought I would take a partial funding, but when you are exhausted, when you are frustrated with the current situation, whatever you see that looks close to what you are dreaming of, you could easily just jump on it. So for me, that was one of the reasons. And just like Damlola said, I wasn't seeing any future, not just for my children, because I had just one then, and I was expecting the second. But for myself personally, I was seeing myself just going down. You have a master's degree, you can't get a good job in Nigeria. So even with a PhD, the job you would have, you can't get good remuneration for salary. So I was seeing what the future held, and I said no, I wasn't going to stay back for any reason. So I took that decision, conscious decision for myself personally, and then for my family. And I don't regret it. I don't regret that decision. I'm happy. I've spent over 3 years. I can say I have months left to the end of the PhD because this is a system that works. So, and I'm happy that I made that decision. As I said, I am very, very happy. If I'm given that opportunity again, I'll choose this. I would make this decision again. So, Japa for me, best thing that ever happened to me.
Wow, thank you so much, Esther. That was, I mean, I can't imagine, doing
PhD.
3 years gone.
Yeah.
You know that thing that happens in Nigerian universities, right? That
Yes.
you can spend like 6 years on a 4 years
4-year
course,
course. Yeah.
but you're still not yet done because of strike.
Strike. Yeah.
These
Strike.
things, it's really, really saddening. Like, I don't know. Nigeria needs to do better. I mean, we have everything it takes. I don't know why some people just decide to sit on the success of,
Yeah.
the situation is terrible. So now, Ruth, let me throw this question at you. So is the Japa trend, like, how do you see? Is it a sign of lost hope in Nigeria or a search for better opportunities?
Well, I think for me, it is as a strive for better opportunities. Because why did I leave in the first place? I think Damilola and Esther laid the point to have a better future for my kids, for myself. Although personally, when I was growing up, I always believed that I was going to live out of the country. I knew I was going to get married to a Nigerian man. Yeah, but I was going to be living out of the country. So it's something that I knew was going to happen for me. Yeah. So my masters, I planned doing masters in like, but it didn't work out. Yeah, but during that COVID-19, when the window of coming to the UK opened, it saw that as an opportunity to move in. Yeah. So I had a bit of struggle. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was something that we just took with open hand. Like it was like it really happened. There were so many controversies at that particular time. But one thing I knew is that I know I had the academic qualification for to get admission to any university from out of the country. And financial wise, we weren't there, but we believe that with the POF and everything, with the Rwanda rate and everything, we could be able to manage. This is what everybody does. This is the advice we got. So we just started the journey, and here we are today. So for me, it's one of survivor and a dream come true, because that's always been my dream to live out of the country. And I think my husband is more of survivor because he wouldn't have actually thought that he would be living here out of the country. Yeah. So and for many persons still in Nigeria, I think somehow they feel stuck because the cost of moving out of the country is really, really expensive now. I mean, during our time, we that came like close to 3 years ago, we had the Rwanda rates we had a lot of things. The school fees was not as expensive as it is now. You don't have to pay 50% upfront as the case we have now. So it's quite difficult. So many persons, even when if they have the zeal, they have the determination to leave, they are kind of stuck, except they are kind of they are wealthy or have the resources to finance the movement. So back to myself, like I said before, it was a case of survival and also a dream come true for me. Yeah.
Amazing. That was yeah, thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you. I mean, I'm loving the responses I'm getting. Okay, so Angela, over to you now. So my question is the West really the promised land that you expected when you arrived here? And or did you overestimate it before you arrived? And when you arrived, what was the culture shock? Like how did you feel? Like were you excited or were you disappointed? What was it like?
Well, I would say both. Yeah, because my own case wasn't actually on the study base. I came to join my husband. So yes, I wasn't disappointed. I was excited. I was happy. Though before now, I never thought of traveling out of the country. So Nigeria actually is a struggle place, but I was enjoying it a bit then. So my ambition then was to become a lecturer. And from my NCE, I did my degree, I did my master. I have started my PhD before coming. But Nigeria system being a frustrated one in terms of educational system, I spent like 3 years and have not even started my my project. So I'm almost done with my courseworks and exams, about to start my project. COVID-19 set in and there was lockdown and after everything. So within those periods, with my master's, I could have gotten lecturership position if all things being equal, because I had at least a good result. But the system turned it down, and a school started selling. You have to pay to get, yes, you have to pay to get job and all that. And I myself, I didn't have that money. At first, it was even on faith base. Like my conscience couldn't allow me to pay to get job. But at a point, I couldn't even afford it in terms of monetary side of it. Yes. So when I now had this discussion with my husband, let's do everything so that I will relocate. I was excited because already I was doing my PhD in Nigeria, but I was teaching in primary school. You could imagine that. And the payment was just 32,000 naira with PhD in view. So you can imagine how frustrated that could be. So
sorry, Angela, please 1 minute. Which state were you at?
So I was in Enugu State. So then I know the money at 32,000 naira couldn't have done anything to me. So yeah, so I was now doing all these extramural lessons for students, helping people in writing projects, like sourcing materials for people. That's how I was getting money to sponsor and the delay in the school, I need to pay school fees each year and all this wasted period and everything. Yeah, so when I got married and it was time for me to relocate to join my husband, it was an excited moment for me. And I now relocated. So when I say that there was some challenges, was when I came in, Nigeria being a hot environment, coming here, I faced so much cold that I was wearing so much jacket. Yeah, so So there is this cold, even though it was summer, they call it summer, but to me, it was a winter in the summer. Yeah, so I was dressing. If you see me, you will know that this is
You
JJC.
just
This
came.
Johnny
Jenny
just
just
come.
come.
Yes, I was. I had to dress in jacket. I'll wear thermal wear. I'll still
Oh
wear
God.
jacket. I wear stockings, hand gloves. So yeah, so at a point I was like, oh, Nigeria is
Don't go back.
better. Yeah,
Oh my
this is
God.
cold. I'm dying here. But with time,
You got used
I
to it.
got
Yeah.
familiarized with the whole thing.
Mm.
So another challenge then was this cold milk, and it's not sweet. Yeah, the bread is not tasty.
Food
Yeah, so
generally.
food generally. So I
Yeah,
miss Nigeria,
a lot.
fresh food, fresh tomatoes,
Yeah.
fresh vegetables, and
Mhm.
all that.
Yeah.
And another thing I miss Nigeria for is this social gathering, social
Yeah.
I'm there. Oh, I'm
relationship.
there.
Yeah,
Party.
so party, yes, yes. Even though they say Nigeria, we don't have money, but we party a lot. So we move from weddings to burial ceremony. Everything is party for
To
us in
birthday
Nigeria.
party to
So
everything.
yeah. So
Thank
yeah,
you
we
so
laugh.
much.
So Nigeria is in Nigeria we are more happy.
Mm.
Yeah, in terms of like having social gathering and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm not regretting my relocation
Okay.
because here we have a stable economy. You
Mm-hmm.
can plan, you know
Yes.
that, okay, that I have £1,000 at every month. So I can plan
With that money.
on that 1,000 and it will work for me. But in
Mm.
Nigeria, you are not too sure that you're going to receive your salary at the end of the month.
Oh
So
God.
if you have bought something in credit and you've told the person
On
that
your
you're
own.
going to pay that person, you are not too sure of anything. So
Yeah.
a stable economy is one thing that I cherish here.
Mm.
Yeah.
Even your salary cannot afford what it afforded
What?
as the previous
Yeah.
month.
Yeah. So
All
That's what
right.
Nigeria.
Thank you so
yeah.
much, Angela. So now, the next question is, do you have any reason? Okay, do you have any reason to think about, changing your mind from this immigration and going back to Nigeria? This is an open question, so I just want the first person to pick. Anyone who would like to go for that?
Okay. Let me start.
Mhm.
Okay. Do I have any reason why I would like to go back to Nigeria? My first answer is capital no. Now, I'm saying capital no, because in terms of, the things I've been able to, do here, the things I'm seeing, number one, we have good roads.
Mm.
Now, if you have a car that you're moving around here, the lifespan of that car is going to be very long. You're not going to be thinking that after a while the shock absorber is gone, or after a while, the car will not be good anymore. You're not going to buy bad fuel,
Mm-hmm.
like we see in Nigeria. The fuel here is very very good. Now, in terms of school, our children are going to free school. I'm not thinking of at the end of the month when I collect my salary. I'm not thinking of how much I'm going to keep aside for to pay my children's school fees. Now,
Yeah.
for the little ones, once they are 3 years old, there's an opportunity for them to be in the home with their parents. Once they are three, they also start the free school.
Mm.
So my money I can plan with my salary. That's
Yeah.
one. That's very very important for me.
Mm.
Number two, I really don't miss the food in Nigeria. I'm a foodie person. I like cooking. And the fact that we are close to Nigeria because we're in the UK, it's just about 6 hours. If you leave Nigeria in the morning, you get here after in 6 hours. So I can even ask someone to bring fresh food from me from Nigeria all the way to the UK. So because
Mm.
we are close, we are able to get African food here. And believe me, the African food we are getting here is quite cheaper than what they are getting now in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We are able to eat egg as we like, chicken as we like. As it is now, they can't eat chicken as they like in Nigeria.
Mm.
So, and this has been happening long ago. It's not like it's just started happening now.
Mm.
So, I don't miss any food. I cook every food I want to eat here. In my house, we are in Nigeria. Inside my own home, we are in Nigeria. It's when I open the window and look outside, I know I'm in Scotland. But in my home, yes, in my home, we are in Nigeria because everything about us is Nigerian. My food, everything we eat. Though we put a bit of, the Scottish food once in a while. But I cook everything Nigerian. Jollof fries, just name it. Then when it comes to career wise, I can say, okay, I want to become a doctor tomorrow. and I will do it. I'll become a doctor tomorrow because the system is working. Whatever thing you plan to do, if you work towards it, you achieve it. You can't be in Nigeria and say, oh, I want to become a doctor all of a sudden. It's going to be very difficult. Or I want to transition into another career. But here, you can decide to transition into any career at any point in time. You don't need, maybe you don't need to have a degree in that career before you can transition into it. Everything is working. Once you can prove that, okay, you can do the job. That's all. And before coming to this country, everyone was saying, we're hearing, oh, your certificate is irrelevant here. Your certificate is irrelevant here. For me, that's a big lie. My certificate is very relevant here. Before I left Nigeria, I had done masters in human resources. But because of the Japa things now, I decided to come and do PhD is very expensive. I decided to come and do another masters in international human resource management. Before we came here again, we were told that coming to school here is very easy to come to school here. It's very easy to pass the exam. It's very easy. Don't seriously. That's just a very fat lie. Schooling here is not easy. It takes someone that is focused, intelligent, you know what you're doing, be able to pass through the, school curriculum here. It's not easy here. So when I first came here, I'll just tell you a little small secrets. My first day when I got to the class, when I came home, I was crying. I told myself, God, can I do this? I told my husband, baby, I think we're going back to Nigeria. I know if you do this schooling again. It's not easy. It was quite, because here you don't do exams like that. You do more of coursework. And, anything you're taught in school, the school will build your confidence. You're able to speak out. You're able to do a lot of things in school. When you come out, you're a changed person. For me, I'm a changed person from what I was in Nigeria. Because I've gone through that part of going to studying, doing a master's degree program here. It has changed my life in so many ways. So there are so many things I can keep going on and on. There's so many things that have benefited here that will not make me go back to Nigeria as we speak. I said earlier that maybe in the next 20 years I could go back. Maybe when I become very old and I'm using my walking stick. I'm very old, but for now, Japa I remain here.
Okay, Team Japa. Okay, so Angela, over to you. So if I said, okay, Angela, I have my bid was 100 million naira. If I now say I want to double it and I want to give you 200 million naira, would you be happy to go back to Nigeria? Yeah, naira.
For now, I would say no plan yet. Okay?
No plan yet.
So no plan.
You think about it. How about that?
No plan yet. Like I don't have any plan.
So even if
of
the 200
relocating.
million is in front of you like this, you will not take it because no plans yet.
No plan. Why I will not just say emphatically no is that maybe in the future I might change my mind. But if it is now, it's a no. Because even if you double it, the way the cost of living is skyrocketing in Nigeria. If you want to buy just a pepper, my mom called on video call. I was showing me the pepper that she bought for 2,000 naira. So the pepper, I can just count it like it's just few. Okay, and that's not just the major thing. In life, peace of mind matters a lot. The security issue in Nigeria is something that anybody would like to remain hungry outside and be sure that if you sleep, you wake up in peace. Okay, so the rate of kidnappings, killings, herdsmen, ungun and unknown gunmen.
Ungun men and unknown gunmen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So every day is bad news, and that bad news actually affects one's mental health.
Yeah.
When you say you're living, you need to live in mind, in body, in soul, and the totality of your being.
Yeah.
So the issue of Nigeria now is something that if I'm able to relocate all my family members, I will not think it twice.
Wow.
At least for us to be safe. That's number one.
Yeah.
Let's forget about every other good, because if we start giving the litanies of what good that we are benefiting here in terms of health system, the educational system, economic system, and all that. So security in Nigeria is so bad that everybody is afraid of their life each time. Kidnappers everywhere, and so many other groups coming up, and there is the government is not doing anything about the security. So another thing is the justice system. You can't trust any security group like the police. You are not too sure. The army.
Yeah, the corruption in the system
The
is very
corruption is
terrible.
so high, and if anybody come up online now, because youth in Nigeria are resorting to social media way to maybe to come up and start talking. Yes.
to hear their
So,
view.
and even when you talk, the government, instead of listening to what you're crying for, they will start pursuing you to bring you down or to silence you. So if somebody come to do anything to you now and you are running to the court or to the police to report, you are on your own. So so even the social media activists now is even working more effective than the security system in Nigeria. So that's so frustrating that whether you have money or you don't have money, this social issue, security problem in Nigeria is affecting everybody. So people can now kidnap somebody just for 10,000 naira.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you find a way that they just go to your farm and kidnap you. They know you don't have anything. So maybe your family will start selling your goats or your chicken to come and pay 10,000 naira to release you. So it's as bad as that. And that is why I'm not even thinking about the only thing that makes me to remember Nigeria is because some of my family members are still in Nigeria. But if I have the opportunity to relocate them, I don't think whether I will remember any, I will forget Nigeria. But I'm still praying that God will bring up somebody, because I know God can do all things. He can bring somebody tomorrow that will revolutionize Nigeria system.
Right. So what do you see about, talking about revolution, right? Can we talk about like Nigeria, seeing Nigeria in the light of what happened in Burkina Faso and how the man is doing so well? And then do you feel like if we have someone like that in Nigeria, Nigeria will be better?
Yes, of course.
Want to result back to military rule. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's the solution, honestly, what do you think? Because I feel that would have happened in their country is favoring them seriously. Because the person we're talking about is doing a good job. He's helping the masses. He's securing the resources of the country. Now, what if that kind of a thing happens in Nigeria? What do you think? Do you think, is a reason for people to rejoice? And you feel like if that kind of development happens in Nigeria, would you feel like going back to, the Japada and the Japada League?
Well, for me, I really don't know. Nigeria is really, 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 as in vocal in the sense that there are so many, security groups and groups that are coming up, like the Fulani herdsmen and all of that. So even if there is someone that comes up and wants to do the military coup and all of that, it has a lot of people to fight against, especially if they are not in sync with his mandate. So we have the Fulani herdsmen who are ever present, ready to destroy. They don't really care about anything. Yeah, so it depends if majority, a higher percentage of Nigerians, including the Fulani herdsmen, are in support of this person's mandate to overturn Nigeria and make it right for the people. Yeah, but in this case, we have the Muslim clerics who are passionate about Islamizing Nigeria. So it's more about a lot of things that are causing the chaos in Nigeria, not just about economic downturn. We have the religious bigotry and everything that is happening. So it just takes like a miracle. My husband was saying that Nigeria should just divide and the Igbo should go their separate ways, Yoruba should go their separate ways, Hausa should go their separate ways, and if everybody should have their leader that will lead them. But how possible it is this rather? So it only takes the grace of God and for the person that wants to come out, if he has majority of the support of Nigerian persons, that could actually be an ideal solution. But from looking at it at the point of view now, I don't think it's something that can happen if at all anybody comes out like that. I'm not really sure. I don't know what.
Right. Okay. So Esther, now if I gave you that 200 million naira, what would you be happy to return to Nigeria?
Okay. I would say at the moment, no. I won't be able to return to Nigeria at the moment, like at the very moment. But I have this mindset that I'm also working towards having something back home that I can always come back to. Not permanently back home, but something that I could, let's say within a year, 2 times or 3 times in a year, go back home. Because I don't know, that's for me personally.
Yeah, so the question
have
is,
that,
do you want
yes.
to Japada or you want to
No,
stay
I'm not.
in the
I won't say not Japada. Oh. Not Japada in
So
any
you don't
way.
want 200 million. You know,
No.
I said 100 million before. Now I don't double
Increase
am
it.
to
The 200 million will
200 million is a lot
Naira.
of money.
What is Naira
to finish
today?
in a year. You will not even.
What is Naira today? What is the cost of food in Naira in Nigeria? I
How much
can't
is
at the moment.
200 million naira?
200
Very
million.
small.
200 million naira. A
How much
500
is that
pounds
in
might
pounds
even
then?
do better than the 200 million in
200
today's current Nigeria.
200 million have not even paid for ransom if they kidnap all of your family members.
Oh, Jesus. Just 200 million now.
Naira. If you say $200 million,
Dollars.
maybe
That's
or
Or
pounds.
pounds.
200 million naira is still more than
Oh.
50. It's still like
That's
still
100,000 pounds.
100,000 pounds. Yes, now.
eh.
Yeah, that's too small now. 100,000 pounds. What's 100,000 pounds?
If you buy
Right?
house,
You can't.
You can't even buy a home here in the UK.
Yes, you can't buy a home here in the UK.
Let's talk about it. So let's go to So in short, now you are angry. You said you don't want 200 million.
No, you don't want to let me. Maybe come back with that question in 20 years time.
20 years time.
Yes, 20 years time.
For me, 30 years.
30
For
years
you, 30
time.
years.
We will now weigh the
We'll waive
options
the
then.
options, yes, because that time maybe that we're going to get into retirement age at that time. For me, getting to retirement age, then we'll probably think about it.
No,
I don't really mind like visiting Nigeria. I mean,
No, yes,
belongs
yes.
to visit.
Yeah, every year.
Just to visit and just
Yes, and come back. Yeah.
But I really want to be based here. I mean, this is my base. For as long as I can think of.
Okay, let me ask about some personal reflections. So, now let's think about this. Like, when you were, migrating, right? What was one thing you wish you knew before you came here?
That's a very big question. Okay.
When you came, something that met you unprepared. You understand? And it was shocking, and it probably like weighed you down, and then before you now was able to catch up with it. So,
I would say for me, because it was a pre-planned Japa. So many things didn't come as a shock to I and my husband.
That's interesting.
Because we knew that you're going to a country that you don't know anything about. You're going to a new place. You must be prepared for the worst. So we came with a prepared mind. My husband came with a mind that anything first I'll do. We know that things will get better. We knew that things will definitely get better. But we came with a mind that whatever thing I need to do first to put food on my family's table, whatever thing I need to do first to secure my stay in the country, I don't mind doing it. So if you come with that kind of mindset, I think you will not have any issues. That's the kind of mindset we came with. Though I came in pregnant, even though my husband warned me not to get pregnant. That if I get pregnant, we are going to a new country. We don't know how things are going to be difficult. So, okay, I would say personally for me, it was a bit maybe difficult because I was pregnant. And going to school, being pregnant and going to school. So I couldn't work for some few, for a few years. I couldn't work. So I'll say that part was a bit difficult for me. So there was pressure on my husband to do all the working to be able to support the family. So maybe if I listened to him and did not get pregnant before coming to this country, it would have been maybe a bit easier. But you never
Right.
can tell how God does these things. Maybe my story might not even be like this today. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just it for me.
Okay.
That's it for
So,
me.
Ruth, so like my question is, do you see more Nigerians leaving Nigeria in the next 5 to 10 years, or do you see people returning back to Nigeria?
Well, for the first question, um, I mean, it's going to be very difficult at this moment because the economy is really, really bad. Yeah, the cost of moving is really, really expensive compared to how it was for us when we came. So if you have a lot of money, you've saved enough, and you have support from maybe friends, families, it's easier. And a lot of persons can actually take that opportunity when they have people that can support them financially, or in some cases, for students that want to Japa, if they have fully funded scholarship and all of that. Yeah, but comparing it to then and now, I think it will be. I mean, the zeal, the need to Japa is there, but the resources is what will be the challenge. Yeah, but if the economy was a bit better, I think it won't be many persons who are currently in the UK or anywhere out of Nigeria would love to go back. I mean, I've heard several stories. There was one doctor that was been in the US for over 30 years last year. He turned back to the country, Nigeria, to start up his business because I think he has gotten like a prospect. I saw a story recently of a lady that wish to go back to Nigeria from Canada. So people have different ways of handling the pressure they face when they move out of the country. If you're able to withstand it, yes, go for it. But if you're not able to, I know that when you go back to Nigeria, you'll be better off. Then why don't you? But if you're able to balance both, you stay in Nigeria, you stay in UK, and you just like live in dual places, fine. But I think with the way it is, with the way Nigeria is at the moment, the possibility of going back for we that are here is really, really slim, very slim, except things get better. I don't know if it was you that was saying it when we had one discussion sometime in February, that if at all, if there can be like stability of rights only
Yeah,
in Nigeria,
true.
many persons can be willing to go back. Yeah, because they know that if they start up a business, it can actually
They
flourish.
will thrive.
Yeah, they can actually thrive. But I mean, there is nothing to hold on to at the moment and say, oh, this thing is actually working. There is no water. I'm even telling myself, if at all I go back to Nigeria, I'm not even sure I can drink the water. Yeah, because I just think like it's coming here, things are working. Everything seems to be working. So going back to Nigeria is just like I don't even know how
Don't
I
worry.
don't know how to
Don't say
say.
too much.
honestly, yeah. A lot of things just need to change. And I mean, it's a lot of things. But if you can see one single thing that is working, oh, you call your parents and they say that, oh, there's been life for 1 week
1
straight.
week.
I mean, oh no, who will give testimony? Yeah, so it's just the way the country is. We are in dire need of a change. And if we can actually see that, maybe some of us, not me anyways, I don't know if any other person can start having a rethink that maybe it's time for me to go back and relocate my family back to Nigeria because things are getting better. So that's just it for me.
All right. So, Esther, so I'd like you to just, give some kind of advice. So, what policies do you think Nigerian governments can implement to retain people and also attract people from the diaspora to come back home? So, what policies do you think Nigerian government can adopt or implement?
I think first there needs to be an overhauling of all the system in Nigeria to make everything work, from the educational system, the health sector, the security, infrastructure, regular, like the most simplest infrastructure. If some of these things can be like revisited and amended and restructured, people might consider. Ruth mentioned some persons who thought about who decided to come back. These are just few people who are taking the pain to start maybe the change in their little environment. Like the doctor who has worked over 30 years in America. I think he set up a hospital in Lagos. And I think that's one of the hospitals in Nigeria or West Africa that can do a bone marrow surgery or something like that in Nigeria. I think that's more of a passion,
Yeah.
wanting to do what the government had failed to do for more than 50 years, even before we were born. Because before we were born, we were hearing that it will be better, it go better, it go better, it go better, up until now. You understand? And it's never better.
Never better.
You understand? So, and when we talk about what policies would the government do or would the government implement, I'm afraid to say that the people or whoever we call government, I don't know if they are existent, because I wonder how a group of people would be breathing, have amenities around themselves, and the larger populace is suffering. I wonder if Nigeria is a sane environment at the moment now. So imagine the federal government or the presidency building its own power supply, its own uninterrupted power supply, while the poor masses can't even have 2 hours light in 24 hours. So well, I don't know what they want to implement because they're not ready. They're not ready. That's the truth. So I fear that there is no hope for Nigeria in the next 50 years. Because I don't know in the next 50 years, and I'm really sorry to say this. So the only way Nigeria can work is on individual basis. On individual basis, if you can. So whether you are abroad, whether you are in the diaspora or you are in Nigeria, if you have the means to make maybe where your family stay, where your relatives stay, to be safe. I was telling my husband before I would go to Nigeria, like say I want to take my kids to Nigeria, I'll have a lot of money to buy security. That's gotten to that point. I have to buy security because you can't, and you have to be sure that the security is trusted because you might pay huge money and the security would connive with other people. Do you understand? Kidnap the person.
Security be the kidnapper.
Do you understand? So I need to be certain about my security and security of my children. I need to be certain that I won't experience heat. I went to Nigeria last year. I enjoyed the feeling of home partially, but everything was not working. Just like I had to buy bottled water. I had to buy bottled water for me to be safe because you can't even trust the pure water. I had to buy the known brands and not just anywhere. I don't buy on the road because you know what happened in Nigeria now. Somebody might be somewhere in one
Room.
between water and put it ever. Use ever wrapper. That's the decadence because they are not much monitoring and provision. Nobody monitors the health system. Nobody monitors production. Nobody monitors education. So anything can happen. Somebody can be somewhere and be making tin tomato in their house and package it and sell it to the market. So you can go to Mrs. A, buy the Rika tin tomato, go to Mrs. B, and you open it. There are different things. Biscuits will be tasting different from Lekki and Okoko. It's not that. Even Indomie, common Indomie, you will see the difference in taste. So that is to tell you that there is no regulation. So I doubt what the government will do. And this is not happening, just like Gami said, this is not just happening now. I remember when I was going to school in Surulere, we noticed something. I was schooling in Surulere and I was coming from Orile. There was this biscuit, malted milk. I don't know if anybody remember that biscuit.
Yeah, color blue.
I think yellow.
There are different types.
Yes, yellow and speedy biscuits. Speedy biscuits. It has been some of those biscuits. Where we lived was close to where Babatunde Fashola, where our school was close to where Babatunde Fashola family house was in Surulere. So we used to see celebrities and big people. So some of those aboki that used to sell biscuits, if we buy the same biscuits that we used to buy in our house, in our area, we as little as we were, we began to see the difference between the biscuits they sold in Surulere. By the time we ask us, so you don't know that when they are producing, they produce Lekki own, they produce Surulere own, and then they produce. That was like many years ago.
I'm hearing that for the first time.
For children to decipher the taste in just regular things. So you can imagine what is happening now. Even drugs, even paracetamol.
Wow.
You would have fake paracetamol, you have fake antibiotics. People are dying like foul in Nigeria because even with your money, you can't be sure that you would get adequate health care. You would have access to good food, because we see on the internet where people mix chemicals and whatever, and you see vegetables and you wonder what is happening. So I don't know what the government will do. I think it's more of an individual effort from each person, each concerned Nigeria. I pity people who take up that mantle to say they are going to protest and no fit do am. Because after protesting, people will die and nobody will account for them. So you just die like fowl. So I would rather whatever I can to make myself and my immediate family, especially as I'm in the diaspora, I try every day. My prayer is for God to open ways for me here so that my family back home, because I cannot carry everybody just like Angela said. I can't. So at least they should be safe. They should be able to afford the basic amenities, the basic necessity of life, even though the cost of living is high. So it's like people who are surviving in Nigeria, people that have people abroad. So it is that is just the way it is now. That's the way it is now. So I don't see any hope from the government. There is no policy that the government wants to do, because the people who are in government are corrupt and they seem to have their hearts in their back. So there is nothing about the populace, about the citizens that concern them, because they're not interested.
So in short, you have no advice for them.
I know everybody all for himself.
Honestly,
the problem with the government is that even the president didn't promise us anything. Like, we cannot hold him accountable. We cannot say that he told us that he would do this and he have now gone to the seat and didn't do anything. The only thing he stated was that it is done. He's done. Yeah. So that's the problem.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he's not going to do anything. He's not planning, no plan at all to do anything.
Wow.
So, and because the justice system is not ready to say the truth. So the only thing that will help Nigeria is if there could be a free and fair election. Like, youth wanted to do something, but because Nigeria is very deep into corruption. Like, as it stands now, the next president is aware that he's going to be the president. In fact, they've shared it and given that person turn. Just like little children now is saying, it is my turn, it is my turn. So, like, they now know that it's their turn. They are not going to drag it with anybody, even if they are like 10 minutes close to their death. It's their turn and they have to sit in that chair. So it's so frustrating. The only thing is, but I cannot still say that there is no longer hope, because God can
bring him. God
can, yes. What God cannot do does not exist. Yes. So God can decide to kill like 10 persons, because God needs to eliminate some cabals before this thing will settle. There are so many things, so many people that need to die for Nigeria to
the Messiah, right?
Honestly, I must be honest, people have said so many.
I'm sorry to say it, but
I totally understand. And I can't agree with you less. You ladies have said so much, and I really, really want to thank you so much for, coming on to, pour out your mind. Say it raw, say it as it is, because this is real. Like, you are saying it as it is from your mind. And this is basically what, this is what everybody needs to do. And people need to be given that opportunity. But unfortunately, if we say too much in Nigeria, you get arrested.
Yes.
The freedom of speech is not freedom to speak, for real. It's just it has an invisible clause. You have that freedom to speak at your own risk.
At your own risk, yes.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Right, but I really want to say thank you. You know, the Japa decision, I believe that it is a personal journey for everybody. I believe that everybody had different reasons that triggered them to make up their minds. Listening to every individual here, you know, Angela came in because she got married and she had to come join her husband. Esther already started her PhD for like 3 years, and if she did not, if she did not change her mind, maybe she would have spent 1 decade doing PhD. And maybe the PhD will not be completed after 1 decade.
I'm telling you.
You know, and then for Ruth's
And the certificate
husband,
might not be useful.
unfortunately. I mean, imagine Angela that's already in PhD and is collecting 38,000 naira.
I'm telling you. 32,000.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Now
It's crazy.
imagine, and Ruth, her own husband is just like all out to, his decision is for survival, and everybody has different reasons, and I totally respect your reasons, and of course your reasons are valid. Your reasons are valid because everything is the reality of what is happening in Nigeria, and something that cannot be changed except you make a move by yourself to change it for yourself the best possible way. So I really appreciate you for coming for this session, and I'm looking forward to having all of you once again, because I love this discussion. I love your energy. I love every contribution, and I'm looking forward to bringing you back again. Thank you very much. And my prayer for Nigeria is that things should get better. I mean, as I said, 50 years. Let's not think so bad of Nigeria. I mean, I love Nigeria. I love Nigeria so much, and I miss Nigeria. I must be honest. Recently my family, my siblings, they had a get together that I would have loved to be there, but I'm not there because I had to, relocate, and I really missed that opportunity. But I believe that it's for the best for me as well. I really love what I'm doing here. I love where I am right now. I love every single change that I've experienced here, and I'm looking forward to better opportunities, better days ahead as well. Thank you, ladies. And this is the end of this session for today, and I look forward to having you. I can't thank you enough for your time. I can't thank you enough for your support, and I'm looking forward to more of this. Okay, so, and that's bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video, because these are very, very important things that everybody needs to hear, and everybody needs to also, contribute their quota. Drop a comment. Let's hear your own view. Let's hear your own reason. Let's hear what you think about Nigeria in the nearest future. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.